Yeah, let's go to the here. Here we go. We got it. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Eh. Can you hear me? Is it okay? Yeah. Yes, it says JTS. It's Anna. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today, everybody? I hope we're doing good. We doing good today, everybody? I wonder why that is. Doesn't want to. Give me just a second here. Let's see if it has something to do with that. Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't even know why it does that. Weird. Well, whatever. Something I won't. Good, good. I'm doing really good, Brianna. It is the last class of the semester here today, which is an unfortunate event. Not a big fan, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Headbangers. Always, right? Can't say that my audio is the greatest in the whole wide world, but at least it's something. Hey, two more to go. Excelente. You know I'll wish you always good luck on your finals, naturally. Let me see if this actually works. I'm going to try something out here. That's a lot more crisp. All right, good stuff. I hope you can hear me at least. Kind of had to do it, I guess. All right, we're going to put it at a minimum here, or at least attempt to. All right, good beans. Turn this down a bit. All right, there we go. All right, so how's everybody doing today? How's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing really, really good. Today is indeed the last class of the semester. Um, uh, this day is made for you guys. This is for all of you here. I actually am not going to do the regular intro. This is kind of like one of those, any plans for winter break? Well, I hope to do a little traveling over this winter break if everything goes to plan. So hopefully that'll be okay. I finally got all my Christmas shopping done. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I hope that you do got your Christmas shopping there done. Hey, Luke. Hey, thanks for coming from Denman's stream. Really appreciate it. Back to Japan? No. I do want to take a little bit of a travel to to England, actually. That's maybe possibly in the cards. So I tested myself this weekend for COVID-19 and I came back negative. So I am at least kind of good to go there. And if I make my way over to England at some point during the break, that may come to pass. It may be the craziest thing I've ever done in the middle of a pandemic, but hey, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna do it. So you're gonna give it a shot and you're just gonna roll with it. And you don't care what happens after that. So if I'm just might not see Professor Chips in the US if he likes it. Yeah, I gotta have a little fun out overseas. Why the heck not? What it does mean is that of course I'll have to follow safety protocols, which means that I'll have to self-isolate for 5 days while I'm in England and then get tested again. If I get cleared and I came back with a negative test, then I don't have to do the 14-day isolation. Yes, of course. So I am keeping that in mind about when I'm going to go, and essentially I will follow rules there appropriately as time goes along. So that is incredibly important there to kind of get to know. That's for sure. But I do have a little bit of time to kind of plan ahead, and tickets are stupidly cheap. So yeah, now's not a bad time to go with tickets being as cheap as they are. So, and when I mean stupidly cheap, I really mean stupidly cheap. So you're talking to go from Chicago over to London, you're talking 500, like $50. Like it's ridiculous. Oh no, of course, Jamal. Um, yeah, like 550, $600. I mean, when you're thinking about that, let's take a look here. Let's go to the main page here. Japan may be a little bit of a different story. Of course, you have to keep in mind about travel restrictions and whatnot. So everything's certainly up in the air until then. Um, that's why I'm being extra vigilant about if the governments decide to change anything in the meantime. Then of course you have to be very cognizant of that fact. But let's take a look here. All right, so ORD to Tokyo. There's two main airports in Tokyo, so yeah. Um, Looks like you got some connecting flights from $781, but again, let's not forget these are dates well into the future. Let's say if they're planning a little bit further behind, let's say around after Christmas, because typically after Christmas are the cheaper tickets, and let's say you plan to go for, I don't know, 3 weeks, a month. Um, People want to spend 3 weeks or a month there. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, $845. Pretty good. Right after Christmas. Naturally, though, you have to be aware about what the. I'm pretty sure you could find cheaper tickets. Here it says cheaper tickets. There are travel restrictions, so of course you have to keep that in mind and whatnot. It's a deal. You got that right. You plan ahead well enough, and yeah, you're gonna find some good deals out there for sure. Absolutely, 100%. You know, yeah, it's still pretty cheap, especially you want to spend like a good 2, 3 weeks out there. Of course, remember how long you have to stay in quarantine, and of course, just make sure that you keep that in mind. So prices update all the time. You want to spend under $1,000, and some websites like this, like what is this, Kayak? Yeah, they'll promote prices here, but the prices aren't the greatest because of the fact that they're from third-party vendors. Um, and of course, you have to be really careful about being flexible. So, um, yeah, they'll take a cut, and so they may jack up the prices, and the prices aren't necessarily consistent anyway. It's better to try and see through the airline itself to see if you can snag a good deal. So, um, you probably could get to Tokyo without too much trouble. Although, again, the only thing that stands in your way is really the COVID policies. So, So it looks like they're not letting anybody in right now. So all arrivals must present a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours of their flight departure time if they have visited. And again, the United States probably is one of those countries. So not really letting tourists in at this time. Yeah, so yeah, the U.S. is definitely one of those. Gotta do it at this point in time until those vaccines start rolling out. Wonderful. Summer's a great time there. I would probably plan near the end of summer because then you'll have much more of a certainty that the vaccines will be rolling out to pretty much everybody by that point in time, is what the estimates have said. So, considering it's a two-stage vaccine, you'll get one and then you'll get another a month later, probably around in and around that time, I believe is how that's done. And the only notable side effects is just muscle pain and fever and a headache. So, what season does the cherry blossoms bloom? Yeah, it kind of depends because it depends what part of the country you go into. So, if you go up north it blooms later than it'll bloom down in Tokyo. So, like May time, around that time. But yeah, it just depends. You can actually look that up here. Um, Yeah, well, the thing is really okay. So let's be realistic about this morning. It really comes down to supply chain, number one, and number two, how much can you manufacture and ship out under what conditions, especially the conditions part. Because again, you need to have special conditions for these vaccines. For example, the Pfizer vaccine that was approved last week must be stored in super cold temperatures. So you have to have a freezer that's set to the proper temperature in order to store those particular vaccines. And again, Pfizer's sending them all over the world in like dry ice and stuff like that, so it keeps it nice and cool by the time it reaches its proper destination. Not every country is going to necessarily have the infrastructure for super cold temperatures, so it may be difficult. Yeah, Moderna is a little bit better because you can store it in a fridge and it can last for up to 6 months. So that's or maybe it was a month. I forget. Maybe I could be wrong about that. But in any case, it's still a pretty good option nonetheless. So the U.S. is probably going to uh, go over more. Hang on a second. Um, so will we go back to normal soon? It'll be a while before we get back to normal. So got to be realistic here. I think it'll be some time. I know that I'm going to be teaching online here once again next semester, so that's a definite certainty. All right. However, the, the next thing you have to think about is that when does the last set of people be able to get their hands on the vaccine? Hopefully that'll be fairly soon after next year once you got the supply chain rolling. So, hey, yeah, I'm hoping to travel, Red. Hoping. Could I extend the homework or cut the amount of assignments? No. You've had 16 weeks to do it, Chase. I don't know what the last part's about, being blindfolded. Okay. No, Chase, it's been a pleasure having you in my class. I really appreciate that, my friend. You've been nothing but a pleasure to be in this class. I really, really enjoy it. I really, really enjoy your time that I've had with you. And I wish you nothing but the best, my dude. Yeah, again, all the deadlines have been set for prior to it in advance. So again, they're all there waiting for you. You just have to be able to make time to finish up everything that you need to do. Okay? Don't make me cry. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm terribly sorry that this has to be um the last day there. Let me pause that for a second. No, I do apologize that this has to be the final day. Um Obviously, you never want good things to end. All good things, though, must come to an end at some point. And unfortunately, this is definitely one of them. But uh, as people who have taken my classes before, this doesn't mean it's over. One thing that I will say to those who have been in my classes, and I know Brianna, if you're still there, can attest to this, is that just because you're not in my class doesn't mean that I go away. So you guys can still feel free to reach out to me if you need help at any time, all right? Or you need advice about something or anything of the like. Okay, so you guys can drop by the stream. You can email me. You know where to find me. I'm not too hard to find, and I do that on purpose, so that way I'm not super hard to find. Okay, so because there's going to be times where I'm going to agree with a lot of you that yeah, you just need somebody to reach out and just have a chat with. I'll still be on Twitch. Yeah, absolutely. I think I think basically now I'm kind of entrenched on Twitch for other reasons. Oh man, I kind of did it to myself though, to be honest. Yeah, because I'm so in with the hashtag community that basically it's just kind of, yeah, I'm gonna be on Twitch a while. So being a semi e-celeb within a community is kind of boof. Kind of boof. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So that way, if you want a clear understanding. You guys you guys understand that like I said, I'm well known here, and here I'm on my good buddy Denman's stream. They play FIFA and stuff all the time. Now, let's see if this works here or not. So, just let's just watch together here for just a moment. I need to check something here. So, talks about packs and stuff and FIFA. I love him. He's part of the hashtag community. Great dude. Great dude. So let's see if we can gift him some subs to his thing here. So, all right, there we go. Now you see, this is what happens. You see, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Too easy. Too easy. All right, good stuff. All right. Uh-oh. He's gonna bust out a shot of JD, I believe. Yeah, he's gonna bust out a shot of JD. See, there's a good semester finale. Okay, there's your semester finale. You've witnessed the madness. Yeah, please drink responsibly. Yeah, 21 for us. Thanks, man. I support those I love, man. Can't really deny. That's the point. Hey, I respect you, Ryan. I respect you, buddy. See, that's what I kind of do with the money is just kind of help out others. So some people absolutely need the help, and some people are genuinely good people. So absolutely 100%. There you go. All right. So that was for Denman there. That was a good. You guys want to see craziness on a stream? There you go. There you go. You just saw it. Helping out friends in need, friends in lead. That's what you can do with math, and when you do well in options, but more math. Yay. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Actually, why didn't I say that first? Anyway, I probably should. I probably should. Remember the mode you're in, son. Yeah, remember. Go back to the full face cam. Oh my god. All right. Let me ask you guys. It is still a review session here, nonetheless. So, do you guys have any questions that you have of me, or anything else for that matter? You guys can ask me whatever you like. So it's perfectly fine. Um, ask me what you like, and I'll be happy to share with you there. Can I give you all A's? I'm afraid you're gonna have to earn that there, Jamal. I'm afraid you're gonna have to earn the A, just like everybody else. Everybody gets everybody will earn the grade that they will get. So you put in the time and you put in the effort, trust me, you will get an A in this class. Hopefully made this class here as easy as I possibly can. Rip Wordsworth a try. Hey, look. Let me be perfectly clear here, Jamal. Let me talk about what grades are here in the long run. In the long run, grades don't really matter after 3 years once you get your degree. Like, people don't care about your GPA after 3 years because what they look for is the experience. They don't look for the grade necessarily. They want to say, hey, you think I think you mega failed the last test? No way for you. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, you're not going to pass everything. You're not going to do well at everything. All right. You put in the time, you put in the effort, you'll try and get an A. But am I expecting you guys to get an A on everything? No. I'm just expecting you guys to do your best and put your best foot forward. What I'm here to do is hopefully get you to a place where you're going to be comfortable and getting the grade that you want. All right. If it's not an A, it's not an A. All right. That's not a big deal. What I'll be very happy with is you passed and you felt that you did your best. You know what? I've tripped up too many times to count. So I'm just happy that you can put your best foot forward as best as possible. I've failed tests many a times, as you guys are aware of. So don't worry about it. It's not an offense to me. It just means that it's a teaching moment. It's a growing moment, just means you build off of something like that, and hopefully you do better the next go around. If it means by an incremental amount, then it's an incremental amount. If it means by leaps and bounds, it's leaps and bounds. Okay, nobody's going to be perfect, and I'm not expecting you to be perfect. Okay, that's not the point of this course. Even though math is a thing of perfection, I realistically look at it where, hey, I'm not expecting you to be perfect. I'm expecting you to improve upon something that you may find difficult and hopefully learn something more about yourself along the way. And if I have done that here in the past 16 weeks, then I'll be happy that I did my job for you, all of you here, that have come out to these streams every single session, every single time. Yeah, you still pass above Harper requirements. That's right. Like I said, the grade after 3 years you get a degree, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. What matters is what you can do with your two hands in the field that you want to do it in. So I wish they didn't take away financial aid for it. Yeah, failure happens sometimes. It does. Sometimes you do have to learn the hard way. Sometimes it just has to happen that way. I mean, I did. I learned the hard way, and it wasn't easy. And I had to pick myself back up, and I had to really bear down and do something about it. And you know what? Okay, it is what it is. It's a story to tell later, and it's something to build off of later. And can't tell you how many times I've failed. Too many to count. But it's about learning and doing something good with it. Yeah, I mean that's right. Even if you got straight C's in your classes, here's the way I would look at it. Yeah, you get a doctorate or medical school. Here's the way I look at it. I look at it basically like this. You know, this isn't the competition between me and you. When I'm teaching, it's not a competition between me and you about who can outdo each other. It's a competition between you and yourself. Okay? It's not between other students. It's not between you and me. It's between just you and yourself and what you can do to be better. And if better doesn't have to be at the very top echelon of everything, it can be where you feel comfortable, where it's like, okay, I can if I set a realistic goal that I can go grasp, then maybe I can build upon that later. If not, okay, it is what it is. That's why a lot of people when they tell me, they ask me like, hey, you know, um, you know, maybe society tells them you should do this instead of doing that. And I say, well, let me listen to what you want to do. Your parents say one thing, or society tells you to do something else. I'm like, well, let me listen to why you want to do it, and I'll tell you why it's a good idea, maybe why it's not a great idea, based on the circumstances. It just depends, But everybody's got their own way of thinking and their own way of doing things. So um, I'm not about to sit here and be a roadblock into doing what you want to do later in life. I wanted to be a facilitator of information, and the only person who puts that roadblock in that place is you. I'm here to help you hopefully overcome that roadblock as best as I possibly can by pushing you a little bit forward. Truth. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I just have a master's degree, a master's of arts of all things. I have a master's of arts in mathematics of all things. And I didn't get straight A's. I was pretty much a B student. I wasn't like the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything there is to know about mathematics. That's not true. That's definitely not true. If I told you that, I'd be a liar and I should be condemned for it, you know? But I don't know everything about mathematics, I don't know much about, it's been over 20 years since I've done Calculus 3 or anything above that. So for me to know what I'm doing past that point, I'd have to redo some of those classes again to get me comfortable with that idea again. Would it refresh my mind if I took a semester and did that? Sure. Um, am I going to teach those classes? No, because I'm not a full-time professor, and I'm just a part-time guy, and I prefer it to be part-time for me because I like the flexibility it is to talk with you and do it, do stuff with you without having red tape over my head, technically. Should we have called you Dr. Chips? No, please don't call me Dr. Chips. I don't deserve that title. nor do I really care about titles. Um, you know, I don't deserve that title because I never earned it. And number two, titles are pointless. Although I write Professor Chibs in there, uh, Professor doesn't really mean much to me at all. Yeah, you could just call me Chibs. You could call me Ali. It wouldn't really matter to me at all. What matters to me is that what matters to me more importantly is that hey, we can be chill, we can be on the level, and we can learn together. And titles mean absolutely nothing when it comes to that. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what it should be about. If a person cares more about their title than they care about you, then I guess they're not really worth doing anything with because they're just going to think of. I just feel like sometimes they look at you as lesser people, and I was just like, I can't stand that. I can't stand that. I'm like, that's not worth your time. Then it's like, okay, I get what you're doing. I know you like, you're doing teaching, but if you're always a step above them, and you're looking at people who are a step below you, then how are you talking to those people at that level? You can't ever claim that you talk to people at that same level. It's not right. It's not right. So if you care about that title, says, yeah, I earned it. Like, yeah, you should be proud that you earned that title. But if you hold it over other people's heads, then we got another problem. Okay. That shouldn't be the end all be all, I suppose. Man. All right. You guys can feel free to ask me any questions you have about mathematics or anything of that sort, or anything of the like. Again, any question is welcome here. This is the last class of the semester, so of course I'll open it to all. Well played, indeed. Indeed, Brianna. It's the same thing with you, Brianna. I never thought of you as a lesser person. What is x squared? That's pretty easy, Fuse. Come on, buddy. X squared y or xy? Depends on what you think capital X means. Is it multiplication or is it x also with the same as small letter x? And do you distinguish the two because one is capitalized over the other? X multiply y is just xy. Make definitions if you want to do x times y. Actually, you could say it's xy or yx, whichever way you want to write it, because 3 times 2 is the same as 2 times 3. Multiplication is commutative, so there you go. No, so I was just saying, to Brianna's case, when Brianna and I actually met face to face. So we did face to face class the first half of the semester before the pandemic hit. And the way Brianna and I got along is just like saying, hey, we're on the level. I'm her equal and she's my equal, and it doesn't matter what comes before that and what comes after that. It's just really just we're equals, and you treat each other with respect, and we're both there to do the same thing, and there you go. Did very good in the class, and we're very happy to have her as a moderator here. So, you know, it's just that's the way it's been since day one. So for me to pass judgment is I don't want to pass judgment. So no, it was just an example there, Fuse. You can define x and y to be whatever you want. But if you're going to write it abstractly, it's x, y, or yx. I was just throwing out an example with 3's and 2's. Multiplication by itself, the actual operator, is commutative. So if you flip it around, that's fine. How many questions are in the final? 29, I think. 28 or 29 questions, Fidel? Yeah, like 28, 29 questions on the final. So give yourself some time there. Make sure you can finish that up. So, but it's not a ridiculous amount of questions. And I took out like two. I took like two or 3 questions out because they were part of chapter 8. So I obviously didn't want to include those because we never went over those sections. So yeah, I did edit the test there, so I reduced the amount of questions that needed to be relevant for the course. So and then you do get multiple tries. So just because you don't do well the first time doesn't mean you can't improve upon that score. So do your best with it. All right. But one time around is not the end all be all. Trust me. So I'm giving you multiple chances. All right, and plenty of time. Does anybody have any questions? Any other questions that they would have for me? Again, this is kind of the last possible chance here. So, how much time you have? I think what did I give you? Like 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. Lots of time. I wouldn't like jip you on time. So I think I gave you like 8 hours or something. I think. Yeah, it was like a ridiculous amount of time though, like 6, 8 hours, something like that. So plenty of time for you to finish in that time frame. I would believe so. And believe you get 4 tries in like 6 or 8 hours. I put it there in the email there, Fidel. Of exactly how many tries they got. Hey, Patuvan, thanks for the follow, my friend. Do you get it? Do you get included in hashtag United Futures? I like to watch. I have never played FIFA 21 ever. Hi from hey, how's it going? From Turkey, my friend. How are things going over there? Man, I'd love to visit Turkey. My mother and sister went to visit Turkey, but I would like to go. I think some nice Turkish tea and some nice food certainly could go a long way. Man, I love me my tea. I gotta have me my tea. I have this right now. I have some royal milk tea next to me, which I just finished, and then I got some golden oolong tea right here. I got from the Japanese supermarket, but let me tell you, Turkish tea. That's what I'm talking about. That not only packs a punch, but it is delicious. Oh, that's some stuff right there. Food and drink brings the people together. You have a tea cafe, buddy, buddy. If I find out where your tea cafe is, I'm so going there. And I will so patronize your business, and I will do it 10 times over. Absolutely 100% if you have a tea cafe. Wonderful stuff, man. I respect you. You do good service for the people out in Turkey. I really appreciate it, man. That is awesome. Yeah, the tea sets in Turkey are wonderful. Lovely textiles in Turkey as well. Um, Textiles are just. Have I had natto? Yes, I have had a natto, actually. I have had natto before. It is It is the smelliest thing you're ever going to have in your life. If you're a texture person, you hate natto. If you're a smell person, you hate natto. Messi or Ronaldo? Oh, well, if I were to pick probably who would make a bigger impact on your team, Ronaldo. Messi is good, and Messi has won the Ballon d'Or many times. But there's a couple things to be said there regarding both teams. Is like Argentina, as in terms of a World Cup, really haven't done much with Messi. Um, Whereas Portugal has gone a little bit further in the cup with Ronaldo. They have a better team around him, and he improves the team dramatically. And he's a better team player in that regard. So I think I'd have to choose Cristiano Ronaldo over Lionel Messi. Messi by far the better talent, but harder to work with. Yeah, Ronaldo may be older, but yeah, that's the thing is that Ronaldo keeps himself in phenomenal shape. Messi's kind of like a guy who I could see to be like he knows he's the best player on the team. He knows what he has around him, but because of his, I guess, personality, he kind of separates himself away from the others. And I can understand on one point, it's like, hey, you know what? I don't want to wrap myself up in the drama, but you have to be a leader in the locker room. And I just don't think that he necessarily has that leadership quality as much as Cristiano has shown over the years. So if you compare the leadership, there is like, yes, you're the best player on the team, but you need to be able to lead, and you're not at that mental psyche to do that. And to be fair, from Messi's perspective, it's a lot of pressure to put on one person, and maybe he's just the kind of guy who just doesn't handle it that way, that well. To balance a lot of egos on the team is very difficult, head coach or no head coach. You know, if you're the manager, that's very tough. Yeah, see, that's the thing is that if you protect Messi too much, you know, like Barcelona does, then really Messi really becomes how would I put it? Messi's like a glass cannon then, and one that you can never touch. It's too yeah, and that hurts Messi more than it helps him. You know that how can you if you put him that much on a pedestal, then you have a problem. You have a very big problem. So it shows that how much is around Messi and how much he can build chemistry. How can you build chemistry with anyone if you can't like do some intense training every once in a while? That's really that's not good. People don't want to even talk to Messi if that's what that's those are the consequences. It makes them feel more alienated. It feels terrible. Anyway, let me go back to JTS's question, Jamal's question here. Natto. I had it once in like an onigiri wrap. And yeah, it smells like getting used to the taste is so hard. It's this slimy and sticky, and it smells in your mouth. Like it's an acquired taste, that's for sure. So if you're fresh off the box and you're like, man, I gotta, I gotta try this, you go ahead and try it, and either you're gonna love it or you're gonna absolutely hate it. And that's really what it comes down to. You either love it or you hate it, because it's just basically like I kind of liken it to durian. Durian just smells to all of high heaven. All right, but durian for some people is absolutely delicious. So you couldn't finish it? Yeah, it smelled really bad. Yeah, yeah, it smells bad because it's fermented. Okay, it's fermented soybeans. Okay, no, it's not going to smell good. That's exactly what natto is. Natto is fermented soybeans. So yes, it's going to look and smell terrible. Okay, absolutely brutal. All right. I remember watching this TV special, and TV in Japan is terrible, but I remember watching a TV special about this woman who called herself the natto queen and would just make these really crazy concoctions with natto. And I'm like, oh, dude, how do you even eat that? You just kind of feel like, what? Just like the gag reflex. Of course, everybody on TV, they always say, oh my God, it's so tasty. You know, it's like, well, yeah, you guys are liars because I could see like one of the guys' mouth, he's just kind of retching in the background, trying to say that it's delicious. Just, it was so funny. It was so funny to watch. Yeah, let me show you what natto looks like here. So this is what natto looks like. Um, take a look at some images there. Well, natto, as you can see here, not for the faint of textured heart. Okay. Um, yeah. Fermented soybeans, absolutely stinky, absolutely sticky. Um, Yeah, if you're a texture person, you would walk away from this in about half a second or less. So yeah, definitely probably not your cup of tea. But it does. It will. It will. I will say this is that it is very healthy for you. So without question, it is very healthy for you. Try it with plain rice. Yeah, I try it with plain rice. Like I said, the actual taste once you get past the smell, it's pretty subdued. Like it isn't like it's like eating like um, semi-hard semi-hard Mexican beans. Maybe not with that same taste, but still. Um, yeah, like you just kind of have to get past a couple of the obstacles there, and then once you do, it's like okay, that isn't as bad as I thought. So I didn't eat it that often, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I liked it, but I had it a few times, and it was like okay, it's like, but it wasn't like terrible either. It wasn't like the worst thing I've eaten in my life. All right, you guys like to ask me any other questions? What's the go-to drink in Japan? What kind of drink you like, buddy? Kind of drinks you like the most? There's a lot of drinks that I could recommend. So it just depends. Well, you talking like alcoholic beverages. There are a lot of alcoholic beverages. Um, Now, the one thing that I could say is that, of course, you have your standard beer and stuff like that. Now, one of the things that you can find, especially out in the sticks, is local sake. Local sake is really, really good. Like local sake is absolutely outstanding. If you get like special sake, some regions have their own way of making sake. Like they have their own little twist on it. And same thing with ramen as well. Some places have their own twist on making ramen and stuff. And so it's definitely a region and local based sort of thing if you want to get like specialty drinks and whatnot. Because I mean, you could get your like your regular Sapporo's, Asahi Super Dries, or Suntory malts or whatever, and those are just regular standard fare. You can literally get anything you want there. But your drinks, your alcoholic beverages, if you really kind of want it to stick out between away from the more of the mainstream stuff, is really your local sakes, and there are a lot of different types of local sakes, which are that can certainly be found in bars all across the world. Chef's Chibs, oh buddy, uh, Aminos, let me. That's a really good question you have there, Chef Chibs. Unfortunately, this man does not know how to cook worth anything. My cooking skills are terrible. If I were to rate it between a 1 to 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 for cooking, I'm at about a 0.25, okay? I don't even register on the 1. All right? So, I can cook um yeah, cooking stream. I can cook popcorn, and I burned milk before. I've almost burned out my kitchen. I almost burned out my former kitchen in an apartment twice. Uh, let's see. I've cooked steak once, and that was okay. I cooked burgers, but again, it's super easy to cook burgers when you just flip it once. So it's when it's that easy that I don't have to try. Otherwise, I pop stuff in a microwave and I call it good. So sadly, I'm not a cook. And but for those, Amanos, if you cook, okay, and I applaud you. I definitely applaud you because I think people who do cook are man have so many skills. They have definite skills there that they can pay the bills with. So definitely appreciate those people who can put those together. DoorDash always cooks for everyone. That's true. That's true. I have these microwave meals I just kind of pop in for about 2.5 minutes and I call it good. So um, wish I was perfect, but Definitely not. Definitely not. I always get hangry for some not so great foods for you. So I got hungry for some Little Caesars yesterday, so I had some of that. Some days you just have to cheat. So that's what I went out and did. How's Among Us? You just had a Subway today. Oh man, just why? Why would you go get Subway? Oh man. Subway is like the McDonald's of submarine sandwiches. It's just terrible. Like you shouldn't even just get Subway. You could have done better. Like there's certain places that I won't go. Yeah. So there's certain places I won't go anymore because they're really bad. And I mean on the scale of like bad. I mean fast food by itself, and I've eaten a lot of fast food. Fast food is terrible for you. Okay, no question about it. I think everybody could agree with that. But where it ranks from like real from like from good fast food to like really terrible fast food. I rank Subway and McDonald's down at the bottom too, just for exactly how bad it is. There's better food in the U.S. Well, yeah, I'm talking from the U.S. here. Um, yeah, not counting fast casual. Good point. So what's top tier fast food? Top tier fast food, I would put as say Culver's. Culver's is a very good fast food. Um, let's see. Culver's is excellent fast food. Let's see what else. I would put Popeyes up there. Popeyes, pretty good fast food. B Dubs, yeah, be Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I know a lot of the things I'm talking about won't be in Finland here. Actually, let me check. Finland fast food. Okay, let's look that up here because I want to give a proper. Okay, so let's see here. Um, they have King Kebab. Well, let me put it this way: if you have a King Kebab place, that's a pretty good place to go. Aminos. I see some King Kebab there. Absolutely, 100%, probably would better. Let's see. I see here. Uh, let's see. Koti Pizza. I wonder how that is. Haven't had it since being vegetarian. That's fair, my friend. That's fair. That's fair. Um, let's see. Of course, Burger King's okay. Ain't the greatest. Now you could have Koti Pizza because that can be vegetarian in nature. So so um, ice cream is good. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Let's not forget Portillo's chocolate cake shake. Let's not forget about that. That's the most American thing ever. Let's get a chocolate cake shake. You just put a chocolate cake slice into a blender, put it into a shake, and jam it into a cup. That's exactly what it is. That's the most American thing ever by Portillo's. Um, let's see, Koti Pizza. That looks pretty good considering you can eat cheese pizza, and cheese pizza is pretty good. But I don't know. It depends what kind of vegetarian you are. If you don't eat cheese at all, that depends. Some vegetarians I know don't eat cheese. Some people do. So I always say, hey, it is what it is. Oh, this looks pretty good. Arnold's, a bakery and coffee shop. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Now that sounds kind of like what a Starbucks would be technically. So maybe a Starbucks would be kind of like one of the things up your alley there, Aminos. So, oh, home pizza. Okay. Yeah, so we have pizza here in the United States, but my question really for you is that do you eat cheese, being a vegetarian and all? Because, like I said, some people do and some people don't. So everybody has a preference. That's why I ask. When people say they're vegetarian, then the first thing I always ask is, what kind of vegetarian are you? Because people are like, well, I'm this. And I'm like, well, I don't know that because, some people are, you never said you're a vegetarian. Well, wait a second here. Hang on. It says here, oh, wait, Morning Measure says it's a vegetarian. I read the wrong thing. Oh, I got you two mixed up. That's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault. Well, that changes everything. Let's see. Let's see. What would I go with then if I was in Finland eating some fast food? Southern fried chicken. Now that sounds pretty good to me. Because anything's better than a KFC. Out in America, KFC is kind of like the bottom of the barrel chicken place, but Southern fried chicken sounds like a better alternative. It's like Japan having 10,000 types of Kit Kats. Sounds pretty good to me. A scan burger. That sounds pretty good. Looks like their Hess burger sounds like a competitor there. Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad for a triple cheeseburger. That doesn't look too bad. It doesn't. What is rolls? Let's take a look. Yeah, there's no KFC up in Finland, but Southern Fried Chicken is a good alternative to the KFC you have over there. Let's see. Was rolls. All right, let's check out rolls here in Finland. I think that sounds like a good idea. Let's check it out. Try rolls, Finland. All right. You see, I'm always looking at rolls restaurant. Yeah, I just have to be a little bit more precise. I've never been to the EU actually. I've only stopped over, so I can't really say that I've been to the EU. Which is why I'm just like saying, "Oh yeah." Um, let's take a gander here at a rolls. Oh, okay. You know what this kind of looks like here. You know what this kind of looks like here? This kind of looks like a Sonic almost. Although it's not like the same thing as it's got a gas station vibe, but it kind of looks like a kind of a gas station slash Sonic kind of vibe, where you like in a Sonic here in the U.S. there, Sonic looks like this. Sonic is a drive-in, and you drive up to the window there. Um, Not this Sonic, although that was a good movie. Yeah. Here's a Sonic here, and you can see like you drive up here, and you go drive up here, and then you order in the thing there. So I don't know if that's in Finland or not, but yeah. Favorite chicken and ribs, and then there's one in the U.S. Oh, yeah. If it was here in the U.S., it probably wouldn't be here in Chicago. Most things that are on in the UK, like special to the UK, typically are in the East Coast only. So that's pretty typical. It's like yeah, there's certain things that you don't find down here in Chicago, unfortunately, which sucks. Like Tim Hortons. I wish we had Tim Hortons. And there's like lots of Tim Hortons up in Michigan, close to Canada. But yeah, there's like no Tim Hortons here, and I'm like, that sucks. But yeah, actually, Rolls looks like a nice hamburger restaurant to kind of go to. It looks pretty legit. It just looks like a nice drive in there. Listen, their Timbits are outstanding, man. Can't go wrong with Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is so good. It's a better alternative than that of whatchamacallit. Much better alternative than Dunkin' in that regard. Not as better. Starbucks, yeah, definitely better than Starbucks. I mean, the coffee the thing with Starbucks is it pretends to be bigger than it really is. So it's got some good drinks in there, but you know what? Sometimes you go to the basics and you go down to the basics because that's what you like. So yeah, I can just respect the process, respect the process. Oh, it's the news. Okay, I gotta get up there. You guys got any other questions? I'm gonna take a look at this here really fast. So, you take espresso over Starbucks in day? I agree. You know what you should get, Aminos. You know what you should get. Now that we're thinking about it, right? Let's put our heads together here for just a second. Okay. I think that would be a good thing to get over over the winter here would be to get, if you have an espresso machine, right? If you get an espresso machine in your house, I think that would be a great idea for you. So one of the things is you can make your own espressos the way you want them to. So um, and then you can always order and get it delivered to your house wherever it is in Finland. But yeah, imagine getting your own espresso machine if you don't have one. I think that would be a great. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's think about it this way. Yes, they do cost a lot. Are they worth the investment? Do you drink espressos on the regular? I guess is the question. You know, the thing that you have to ask is it a good return of investment? If you drink espressos regularly, then it's a wonderful worth of investment, right? Because you're going to use it regularly in the long run. That's the exact point I'm making here, right? So that machines could last you 5 to 10 years, and could pump out hundreds and hundreds of cups of coffee, hundreds and hundreds of cups of espresso, which is exactly what you're looking for. And that saves you that much more money rather than walking out to a Starbucks. Yes, the drawback is that you're not going to have the Starbucks like scones or food to go with it. But if you're not there to go get the food from Starbucks anyway, well then, you know what? Having a machine in your house and having it to be convenient when you want it is going to be better for you in the long run. Yes. So that's what I think about return on investment. But you should always think of it from your own personal point of view. And whenever you spend on a big ticket item, it should always be like from your own personal point of view. What kind of return do you think you'll get? Um, but if you drink it on the regular, then certainly I think it would be a very worthy investment. But it depends on your perspective. So that's kind of the mindset. It always comes down to perspective at the end of the day. This is a heck of a class, let me tell you. Hours already gone by. Wow. Things time flies when you're really having a lot of fun. That's for sure. I would be drinking it and using it every chance you got. Yeah. You gonna go to sleep? Oh, it was wonderful talking to you, Aminos. All right. You have a wonderful night, and hopefully think about getting that espresso machine if that's something you're interested in. Take care, my friend. You have a great one. Um, Anybody else? Any more questions you guys like to ask me? Hey, Brianna, you know where to find me. I'm not too hard to find, okay? It's always fun chatting with you. It's always good. It's good to see. It's good to see you because you keep in touch. Play some Among Us sometime. Hey, I'm gonna invite you next time I do. Definitely. Okay. All right. All right. So, what I want to do here is I want to thank everybody here once again. You guys make this. You guys have made this year so much, so special and so worthwhile. I really appreciate all of you taking your time out to come seeing a scrub like me teach you throughout the course of the semester. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. You take care, Brianna. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope that you've and I'm very happy that you've helped yourself, and hopefully you become a better person for it for the past 16 weeks. Uh, yeah, it was a fun time talking with you all. Uh, JTS, you just stick around for a few minutes here. We'll talk a little bit, but Yeah, thank you again, you guys. Everybody, thank you again. Um, I hope you take care and have yourself a very wonderful winter break. Remember to finish all the homework here by the end of the week. All right. And good luck to all of you. Again, you guys know where to find me. So please come seek me out if you feel like it. All right. All right, everybody. No, thank you, Morning Measure. I really appreciate it. I should thank you. Uh, yeah, have a great night, Morning Measure. You have a good one. All right. All right, everybody. Have yourself a great one. I'm going to stick around here for a few more minutes and talk to my good friend Jamal. All right. Have a great one, everybody, and we'll see you later. All right. Bye. All right. All right. Let me switch over to the main cam here. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and discuss this question with you here. Let me go ahead and discuss this question that you've sent me here, Jamal. And I'm just going to give you, hopefully, a direction that you can go towards here. Um, and here's what I will say on the matter. I think that if you feel there's two ways that this can go down. All right, so let's at least look at it from this direction, okay? Oh my goodness! Oh. Well, just before that, I got a huge raid. Oh my word! Oh my word! I get the Denman boys. Oh, I love you all. You guys are great. Oh my goodness. Oh guys, hey, you guys like you. I love you guys. You guys have put in the big block of text. Hey, lovely seeing you all. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Oh man, I really appreciate it and all the time and energy. Um, all the time and energy you guys put in toward Denman's chat that you're able to put towards my chat. Pre-calculus final, I see. Uh, no, actually, this is actually the last class of the entire winter. Let me put it this way. Today, this was the last class for college algebra. So college algebra here, and I think actually you guys came in at a wonderful time, a very very wonderful time. So if you want to learn something here, hey, Denman, you might want to stick around a little bit here. Okay. Hey, let's not have that kind of language there. All right. You may not like math, but it doesn't mean you have to be mean to it. All right. Even if you don't like it, that's okay. All right. That's not. Hey. All right. Wonderful. Now, I wanna. I want to actually. I actually was asked a question here regarding, kind of where people should be going here in the future. And a lot of people been through a lot of adversity there in the future. I know for you, Denman, it's been a little tough because you haven't had, you kind of been out of work due to the COVID crisis. I know a lot of people there are having tough times, certainly. Now it's fine. It's fine if you're not good at the subject. Okay, no problem, no problem at all. But here's what I do want to say to everybody here who is now in the chat, and I want to thank you again, Denman, for that. Um, for those of you who are struggling, for those of you who kind of are down on the luck or want a direction to go into, yeah, sometimes finding that practical experience is very helpful. Again, if you have that practical experience, remember, any skill that you have, those are skills that you have in your own two hands. Okay, make sure that you never take that away. All right, those skills that you have in your own two hands are the most important things that you have. I have friends who can do skills that they are not book smart, but they can do the skills that pay the bills. Okay, you have your own ability, you have your own skill set. Make sure that you can apply them. There will be a person there will be a person who can find where your skills fit and be more experienced. Now, in the United States, you can get an associate's degree, for example. An associate's degree is like kind of like saying the first 2 years of doing a bachelor's degree. just basically getting all the electives and stuff out of the way. I think that's a wonderful idea. If you, again, contingent on the fact that if you can get that experience in, that's perfectly fine. Remember, think of it this way. Think of it this way. Um, when you're talking about uh, when you're talking about experience, remember, experience trumps your actual degree. Your degree, basically, that's fine if you haven't gotten that far yet. I'm just talking about future speak here. You're talking about things that you have to consider here in the future. If you get that experience, your experience will trump that degree. You do need the piece of paper to show, but that's again just to kind of be sure that if you need to move from job to job, you go ahead and get that. Denman, my dude, you don't even need to subscribe. You're always welcome here at any time, my friend. At any time. Okay. Thank you so much, Denman. You Lots of love from you, man. Lots of love to me to you. Um, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Uh, yeah. The thing is that you don't have to be. Again, you get the experience in your hands, and you have, say, the certifications behind you to kind of get that down. Again, having that piece of paper that says you have a bachelor's degree in a certain field helps get your foot into more doors. That's really the key difference there. Experience gets you into one door, but the degree there can get you into more doors after you also have your experience. So, to the question that was asked to me earlier, um, yes, actually going about that method will be good, but remember, at some point you will have to go back and get your bachelor's degree once you get your associate's degree. You have your experience underneath your belt. I would try and do that concurrently, so you have some money in as a backing, and then you can go and do your last 2 years of schooling at the same time. Yes, it'll be difficult, but at the same time, you'll have something secure in your hand. You'll have the experience, and then eventually you'll get that degree underneath your belt. The only toughest part is that where you start. You just have to be sure that wherever you start, you can start building up your experience from there while working towards your degree. So my advice to you is would be this. Go get your associates, go get a job in that field, and then work the last 2 years concurrently working toward that bachelor's degree once you have an associate's. An associate's will give you a guarantee of not having to pay extra costs. And then you get your bachelor's degree at the same time you're building up experience, and you'll be much better off for it. That I believe would be the best thing to do in that circumstance. So you're not really waiting around per se, but you can delay it, but you don't delay it by a lot. You just make sure that you don't lose that book smart knowledge there and be able to get it out of the way, and then your experience will shine through right after that. Because once you get a degree, guys, like I mentioned here earlier, once you get a degree, nobody cares about your grades. They care more about your experience than they care about your grades. I mean, if I was in a business, I don't care about if you got an A. I don't care about your marks. Your marks don't matter to me. Well, what matters to me is your production. Can you produce for me? Can you make me more money? If you can, awesome. That's what it matters. If you can think up here, you could do it on the fly. That's great. Yeah. And yeah, so that's the thing. You don't want those kind of things, JTS. You don't want those kind of things there, buddy. You don't want debts, and you don't want any of those things. You work for yourself. You are your own person, and I'll be happy that you be your own person. Yeah, it took a little while to get debt free for me, but I did. I got it, and it worked out. It worked out really well, and I'm really happy that I could. And so I don't want you guys to be down. Circumstances have hit me hard, and not for me currently, but circumstances hit me hard many a times. I've failed plenty of times. And I got back up. I learned from those failures and I learned from those hardships, and I made myself a better person at the end of the day. I fully believe that you can too. Um, I fully believe that you can too. Um, this is I don't know, Denman, are you still there? Me let me ask if uh if you're still there, my friend. Okay. And this is a personal message from me to you, Denman. Okay. But a lot of people can get hopefully can get the same kind of feeling here. Number one, always have something in hand. Okay, Denman? You should always have a backup plan at any moment in time. And streaming is great, but remember, always have a backup plan so that way you have something to fall back on financially. This is very, very important. Okay? You have to be practical. Just because one thing seems like it's going to work out doesn't mean it always is going to work out. And that's one thing you should always take to the bank. Never assume that something is always going to work out 100% of the time. I had to work through that. It wasn't easy. I could tell you the story about how I ended up in half a closet for 3 weeks, yeah, and some other things happened. I couldn't even take my stuff inside. That's how much space I was given. Literally half a closet, and all my stuff was outside. I literally have to go fish around for clothes in my suitcases. It's pretty bad. So I had to learn from those failures. I had to learn from those things. But I had something in the background. I just had to wait for it. So I had a backup plan just in case if something was to go wrong, and I had to enact that backup plan. So always have something as a backup just in case. Number two, don't stop hustling, my dude. You gotta, you gotta keep going. You can't let distractions get in your way. You can't let you get yourself down. I'm a man, Denman. I'm gonna be perfectly honest to you guys, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest to everybody here who's still in the chat. I'm a guy who suffered from depression for over 25 years. I may have not been here at least on several occasions. I know that. Um, I had to work through those issues, and I had to build myself back up a couple times. But the thing that kind of keeps me going is like to help as many people as I possibly can. That's why I continue to do the job that I do, is because I can help as many people as I possibly can to be in a better situation than I can ever hope to be in. And you just keep pushing. You just keep pushing for yourself to be better. Even at the most desperate of times, those people who care about you will reach out and they'll help you. I'll be here to help you, Denman. I'll be here. I'll be here to help anybody else who wants that kind of help. I've been there. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying that, if there are times where you're just kind of feeling down, like, man, this sucks. You know what? You know what? At least there's somebody there who's willing to listen. You know, yeah, I agree with that. It's rough. It's rough out there. You know, to be honest, I never even thought of myself to putting myself behind a camera until COVID hit in March. I never thought I would be in front of a camera ever. I'll be perfectly honest. I was never even remotely thinking to be behind a camera and streaming at any point in time. I'm 41 years old. I don't think much about my looks or charisma or anything like that. I don't think much about that whatsoever. I didn't imagine to see myself in this situation. Not at all. But I made do with what I could. And if I'm going to make a positive impact, then let's make a positive impact. You know, and 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 for you, Denman, right now, that positive impact needs to be yourself. I hope that you find the best thing for you here that you can be happy with. You know, if streaming, you have streaming on one hand, and then just basically on the other, you're gonna have like a job that's gonna bring in the money over and over and over again. I'm streaming. I have a job, but I also have the side hustle that I talk about here sometimes in trading options and whatnot. So that brings in a little bit extra money in as well. So things like that. Always have a second source of income. Always make sure you have enough money on the side to kind of help yourself out. And I guess the last thing I want to say here is for you, Denman, is to make realistic goals. Make goals that you think that you can reach, and they don't have to be super big. I'm not saying grandiose goals. I have very little grandiose goals. I'll put myself as an example. My goal in life, and I know this sounds pretty pathetic, but my goal in life was to change one person's life. That was it. My goal was that low, and it was fine because you know what? I just felt that that was going to be the thing that kind of made me happy, and safe to say I've done that, and everything else is extra gravy. Um, yeah, FinJack, I change a lot of people's lives, but it's not just the money that changes people's lives. It's the attitude. It's the perspective. It's the way of thinking. The way you change people's lives truly is if you change the person from say from a circumstance where you're in a dark place to a particular place where you feel that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's something that you can do to make a bad situation. Not everything's going to go right for you. I mean, even I know that. Not everything's going to be super positive vibes at all times, but at the end of the day, did you try and improve upon yourself? Did you try and be your best? I'm not expecting perfection from everyone here, but hopefully that it can offer some inspiration to hopefully guide you on your way there. I can't make you do that, but I can certainly help you get to that place that where you want to be. At the end of the day, you're going to have to want to change yourself because you're an adult. I treat you like an adult. It doesn't matter how old I am. I may be maybe 41, but who cares? As far as I'm concerned, everybody in the room is an adult. They can make their own decisions for themselves, and they'll decide for themselves about what they want to do. But I hope you change that. I hope you look at that, look at those decisions. You make more educated decisions, and you look at it from a different perspective. And maybe you can see that, yeah, you know what? Although there doesn't seem like there's an option there, you know what? Maybe there's other options on the table that you can take into consideration. Um, Thank you, JTS. I really appreciate it. Oh man, who recommend me, brother? Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you very much, very much. I love you, buddy. Good people, my friend. Good people. Yeah, I mean, like I said, money can change people's lives, but it's what you do with it is more important. I'm not the richest. I'm not the richest man in the room. I'll never be the richest man in the room. Okay. At one point in my life, I was down to what? Shoot. One point when I was like down to like 500 bucks. I had no job, living in that half a closet. I didn't even have a blanket. So yeah, richest in wisdom. Uh, if you take my wisdom into account, that's great. I'm so happy that you do. Um, hey, appreciate you that, Bruce. Thank you so much. It just comes with a lot of experience and time, and you know what? There's things that I could share with you that would be pretty painful, but I want to tell you what I've learned from them and be able to hope that that doesn't happen to you and that you take that with you moving forward and that you can be a better person because of it. My math streams are not about just mathematics. Mathematics is there. Okay, it's always going to be there. But my streams are not primarily about mathematics. My streams are exactly as you say. Things that you can take away with you that can hopefully help you make better educated decisions or just better decisions or be a better person later in life. That's the role of a teacher. The role of a teacher is not necessarily just to give you and spoon feed you information. It's to tell you how you can use that information to hopefully help you. Is everything going to be useful? No. Let's be honest with ourselves. Not everything I'm going to teach in a college algebra class is ever going to be useful. 100%. Maybe 5% is useful to you. Fine. But if we talk on the level, and maybe something I say that, during class, maybe that's related slightly to maths, and then maybe not. If it's going to be helpful for you, something you remember 20 years down the line, awesome. I did my job. It doesn't have to be like super grandiose. I could say like it's a tenth of a percent. It could be a hundredth of a percent. And for that, and for that, I know I've done my job and I know I've done it well. And that's all I care about. That's all I genuinely care about because getting paid means nothing. Not compared to what's in my life compared to what I've been through. Getting paid is one thing. That just helps me pay these bills in this apartment of mine that I bought. Yay. Okay, but you know what? Um, what I can do with it is really the important part there. All of you at some point, I really wish, and I truly wish, for all of you to be independent men and women, and that you can make those decisions on your own, where you're not beholden to anybody, where you can make those smart decisions and hopefully do well with your lives. I really sincerely hope that's the case. And if at any time you feel like you're alone, I want you to know that you're not. I'm here. And you can ask me at any time you say, "Hey, Professor Chibs or Chibs," you can call me whatever you want. My name, my real name, Ali. It doesn't matter to me. You can say, "Hey, hey, can I talk?" Be like, "Hey, that's cool, man. Let's do it." So sorry, I'm rambling on. I apologize, but yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say. Sorry, I kept you a little bit of time there, Denman. My apologies. And remember, folks, always live by the motto. Always live by the motto. Less stress, less mess. Is the motto that I live by. Don't make everything a big deal. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You'll have less stress. You'll have less mess. Thanks, Denman. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I'm a big fan of you, Denman. Good people. Always take that away. Remember, don't make a drama. It is what it is. I hope this has been a very great raid. I hope this has been a good raid. I wanted to make it worth your while, and I got a question from one of my students, and I wanted to give him advice, and hopefully give you advice as well. You guys definitely give me a lot of love, and it's only fair that I give it back to you. So, and this is the way I think I can do that. So, thank you for stopping by my stream. I know it's not the biggest stream in the world. It's not the most grand. It's not the biggest thing that I'm gonna find since sliced bread, but hopefully you can find. I'll be streaming off and on here for the winter break. So, but if I do come over to England there, Denman, over the break, you know I'm gonna come visit you. Okay, we're gonna have a shot of JD together. That's for sure. All right. Fortunately, I have a large enough body mass index to handle a couple shots. All right. All right, you guys. I want to thank you all for coming and rating my stream. You guys are super, super nice. Um, whereabouts in the world am I? I'm in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. So that's where you can find me. I'm not the super hardest guy to find. Yeah. It's if he's been here for school, definitely. I've been here for such a long I've lived in Chicagoland for such a long time. I also lived in Japan for 4 years. Lived in Kansas for 3 years doing the grad school stuff. So yeah, I've been kind of little. I haven't been like too far out, but again, you get the idea. Um, yeah, it was pretty. It's nice here. Although I mean, if you don't like the winter weather, then you're gonna hate it because the lake effect wind is just brutal. But if you're used to it, then it's really not too bad. So you got the general gist. You're gonna have bitter winter weather. That's just how it is in Chicago. Oh yeah, I've driven through Toronto many times. Man, yeah, Toronto. I have a friend who currently lives in Toronto. Actually, is a really good friend of really. He's like my little brother. He's a really, really good dude. Yeah, the weather's super similar. My friend who I used to, it was the same friend who I used to visit. He was actually living out in Kingston at one point, so I would go actually make a yearly trek up to Kingston. Um, Kingston's a very nice city too. I really like that area. Really, really super chill. At least the traffic's better. I don't want to mention traffic in Toronto. Yeah, that's right. Right in the middle. Kingston, right in the middle. That's right. Yeah, let's not talk about traffic in Toronto, though. Let's not talk about that nightmare. Oh my gosh. One highway for everything. Toronto. Like I time my every time I drove through Toronto, I would time myself how long it would take me to drive through the entirety on the 401, and then maybe I'm getting that wrong, the 401 or the 405. Forget which number that is off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, I always time it to be like if I get out of Toronto in like from end to end, yeah, a 20-minute drive, like you're going, yeah, that's true. It's like if I get around out of Toronto in like 40 minutes from end to end from the beginning all the way out to the suburbs, then I call that a victory. So if it's anything more than an hour, and then I'm like, well, nope. Doesn't work out that way. Bummer. That sucks, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Um, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for rating my stream. Thank you so much to Denman. Uh, Thank you so much to everybody here who's come into the stream. You guys are amazing people. You're wonderful people here. Please feel free to drop by when I'm online here again. During the course of the winter break, and probably definitely next semester for sure. I'll be back on for regular streams for my classes. So you guys can certainly pop in during that time as well. But you guys are wonderful, great people. I hope that hopefully some of my advice reached you, or hopefully some of it will be helpful for you. If you just want to talk, just feel free to talk at any time. No problem. I'm here to help. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you again. And you have yourself a very wonderful night. All right. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Sleep well. Good dreams. Remember, easy time, easy life. Have a great one, everybody. Less stress, less mess, everybody. All right.